And from the Fit Brain Club, we welcome Grace Carpenter and Dan Daly. We're going to be talking about brain exercises, how you can stay sharp, and also some services that Alzheimer's provides here in the area. So let's start off with like a brain exercise. What's a good brain exercise that anybody could do anytime to kind of like stay sharp and keep that mental acuity?
Do you have one, Dan?
Right now, there are over 200 brain exercises on the internet. And there are numerous exercises. One of them would be recalling dates, recalling names of presidents.
Okay.
Recalling, the format is based on recall. And that starts off very simple, and then it advances. Another brain exercise, and this is what Ben Allen, who works for Alzheimer's Orange County, a colleague of mine. He'll be talking about teasers. And what he'll do is, there are words that tease you and tease you up for an answer or a response. And I can't cite one right now.
I'll give you one. I use it every day when I meet somebody. I immediately associate their name with either someone I know or something, like a penny. One person was Penny. But a person's name, someone who made an impression on me. Well, I'm a teacher, so I have loads of students' names. I can read. I can go, oh yeah, Robert. I remember Bobby or whatever, and that works. That association.
Yeah, that little association that can kind of cue you, like you said, tee it up for yourselves. There are also like there's also physical things you can do for your mental acuity, right? In terms of like exercises that we can do every day, or ways we can move about and make sure walking is a great one, I'm sure, and things like that.
Swimming and walking. Yeah, your Harvard Eye man talked about swimming, how good that was yesterday, and walking every day, walking, and. Most of the people are 80 and 90 in my walking group, and just knowing that 9 o'clock every morning we're going to be out there no matter how we feel, and at 7 o'clock every night, oh my gosh, we're on it. Yeah,
I would say walking is a great exercise because of the fact that it's going to increase the blood flow to the brain. It also, you chose a different route to walk every day. And you're going to run into people you normally won't see. And social interaction is really good for the memory because you're going to remember the person you met. You may not recall the name, but you're going to know who they are.
Right.
And
that's my problem.
Why it's very important.
I'm terrible with names. I know I can tell you all about this person, but I haven't. What's their name? And so, like you said, those little those things that you can use to cue it up and work on that. How important is things like sleep as well, and just like
sleep is very, very important.
I had a feeling.
Every brain has a protein in it. It's called beta amyloid. And beta amyloid is the vehicle that carries the plaque to the brain. And when you have too much plaque in the brain, that's when the neurons are destroyed. So a good night's sleep, anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, is going to be very beneficial because of the fact that the amyloid exits from your brain while you're sleeping. So it's not building up and creating a problem.
Yeah, and I just know from anecdotally for myself, at the end of the day, sometimes my brain is fatigued. Like I'm not I'm physically tired, but I'm mentally tired too. It's like I can't deal with that right now. Can we do that tomorrow, first thing in the morning? I'll get to that, and that kind of thing. I think that's why a lot of people like to have meetings in the mornings and things like that because they need that rest. End of the day, meetings are just such a bad idea, and trying to make major decisions at 11 o'clock at night is like no, I can't. I have to step away.
Right. What about this new term? I was taken back when a 90-year-old said she didn't have the brain what, the brain width?
Capacity, bandwidth.
The bandwidth. I said, what? And I said to my daughter, let's go over bandwidth and explain. And
Yeah, right.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
The bandwidth to
Yes.
deal with that. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I was born without the bandwidth, but I'm working on it.
You're developing it.
And like a little bit more on socialization is that routine of talking to people and meeting people and that is that something that really kind of exercises the brain? It kind of makes it contract and muscle it up a little bit.
Well, it's cumulative.
Okay.
It's a number of different things you can be doing. But the social interaction is important because of the fact you're meeting new people, you're discussing new topics every time you meet somebody new. You're given your own background, and it makes you that much sharper. And but again, it's cumulative, and that's the important thing.
Okay. If people want to go to a program or get more information, how can they get it, like go to a session or something like that to find out a little bit more or learn some of these exercises?
You can go to Alzheimer's Orange County, our website, and you'll be able to pull down or withdraw a lot of different programs. And it'll be regarding the brain. And we provide so many different resources on that website that it's very beneficial.
And one great resource for folks who are dealing with someone who has Alzheimer's right now is the daycare that you guys provide. There's
Right.
a daycare program. Can you
Right.
tell me a little bit about that?
Well, before we get to the daycare,
okay.
if we start right here for the people who aren't savvy enough, a lot of people aren't even emailing, so we get them with social services. That's covered by our HOA, and we tell everybody, go to social services, then they can lead you. That's how we got to Alzheimer's
Right.
County
Right.
when I needed it.
Right, they can kind of do an
Yes.
assessment and point you in the right direction.
Exactly. You don't pay anything, and you'll get 4 sessions of help to lead you.
Okay.
Alzheimer's Orange County isn't like
Yeah.
a country away. It's right here. You
We-
can go right here.
We have it's called the Healthy Aging Center.
The HAC.
It's the South, it used to be the South County Adult Age
SCAD,
Services. And so anyway, we provide transportation to and from the home, which is a real benefit because this way the family member who has to take the participant, they don't have to juggle their work schedule.
That's
The
terrific.
other thing is we have a continental breakfast in the morning, followed by a hot lunch at noontime. There are activities scheduled the whole day. So you don't have a scenario where somebody is sitting in a lazy boy chair watching the TV and
Right.
the
So
day
there's
goes
things
by.
going on. Well, we're
So
going to have to leave. We're going to have to leave it
very
there.
active.
Dan and Grace, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you,
You're watching
Michael.
This
Nice
Day.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.